Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your July 2018 general readings. Thank you for joining us here today. Welcome to any newcomers. Thank you for all your support and comments and feedback and your likes and subscribes and shares. And thank you to all of my clients out there, regular and new. You guys keep me so busy with one-on-one readings. It's an honor and a pleasure. Thank you. If any of you are interested in a one-on-one personal reading with me, you can get the information and contact details by either clicking on the description bar of all the videos I post or going to my YouTube channel's homepage and clicking on the little About button. Email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to work with you. I do lots of different types of readings in every area of life, including channeled messages, 6 and 12-month overviews, and gift readings as well. So if you're interested, contact me. I do readings full-time, 5 to 6 days a week, so turnaround time is pretty quick because it is what I do. I can usually get back to you within the first day of initial contact. And scheduling can take anywhere from a few days upwards of a couple of weeks, but almost always within a 2-week period of time we can set something up for you. For those of you who like to utilize the smartphone app Instantgo, you can also find me there under my profile Irish Gypsy, and that link is also included. Okay, let's move right into this reading. This is for the air sign of Libra for July 2018. Now these are general readings, so remember they'll resonate a little differently for everybody watching. In details and specifics, of course, but the energy and advice always remains the same. For additional clarification, if you know your rising and your moon sign, you can watch those videos as well. Okay, Libra, let's see what's in store for you for July. We begin with the 9 of Wands, followed by the Lovers, the 4 of Cups, followed by the 4 of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, followed by the Hermit, and the Sun, followed by the Ace of Cups. Great way to wrap up the month. Your overall energy, focus, and guidance is the 6 of Swords. So general focus and energy for July 2018 is peace and healing and restoration, moving away from a troubled, turbulent, chaotic time behind you, as a lot of the signs have been through a lot the last few months. But you're moving into a place that's more peaceful and placid and serene. It's a card of healing. And healing has its up and down days too, initially. But as time moves on, you're not quite to the other shore yet and on solid ground, but you're definitely moving towards that peace, restoration, and healing. As you're pushing through what I think is the end of something, and I say pushing through because we have the 9 of Wands and the Lovers at the end of June, beginning of July. I feel like you're wrapping something up, a process which has been difficult. You're pushing through that, or you've pushed through that at the end of July, end of June, going into July. The 9 of Wands can represent, tends to represent completion. So 9s represent being very close to the end of a cycle. This man often can't see it because this group of wands that he's run into, this soldier, he's fought so many battles and he just wants to be done. And there's this one last hurdle, obstacle, challenge, delay. He's withdrawn a bit, maybe feeling a bit discouraged, depressed, tired. But you're almost there. You're very close to being there. The underlying advice to the 9 of Wands is to push through something, to figure out, you're trying to get through something. This is at the end of June, beginning of July. Some of you, this may be the final bit at the beginning of July. Some of you, you're ending this at the end of June. While the clarifying card is the Lovers, which can speak of a very passionate, connected, karmic sort of relationship. It represents making a choice too. In the early tarots, this was called the Choice, not the Lovers, and showed a man standing in front of 2 women, or a woman standing in front of 2 men. The implication being that a choice had to be made which was going to significantly affect relationships, or a primary relationship. Doesn't mean that you're choosing between 2 people or somebody's choosing between 2 people. It could be that for some of you, but definitely a pretty significant choice. You're pushing through that, and it could be in regards to a relationship as well. Next we have the 4 of Cups and the 4 of Pentacles. Whoops, let's just turn that off. Sorry about that. These 2 cards, number 4s, 4 of Cups, 4 of Pentacles. 4 can be a card of stability, holding on. It can also represent stagnation. But I feel like there's a sense of holding on to something, or wanting to hold on to something. The 4 of Cups can represent a feeling maybe of not feeling all that enthusiastic about something, not plugging into something, not maybe appreciating or having gratitude for the things in your environment which are still quite beautiful, or what's in front of you. Maybe feeling a bit restless, wanting a change, but not quite motivated enough to do something. It can represent feeling a bit stagnant or unsure about something, particularly since you know there's this major choice you're trying to push through. What clarifies the Four of Cups is the Four of Pentacles. This is a card of holding on to what you have. Sometimes it can represent holding on very tightly, especially if you've lost a lot in the past, particularly if this is in regards to a relationship, romantic or friendship or otherwise. It could be a job for, you know, or a career path for some of you as well. The Four of Pentacles represents holding on to what you have because you don't want to lose what you have. In terms of finances, it can represent, you know, being very tight with your money, needing to be very careful with your money as well. Money may be an issue here within a relationship of some kind as well. Maybe being more responsible with money because that may be affecting a primary relationship. But I feel like for a lot of you, you've been wanting to push through and hold on to what you have within this partnership, regardless of the nature of this partnership. Again, love and romance for some of you, family or friendship for some of you, or even a work situation or relationship as well. But it's a very connected one. I feel like too, for some of you, you may have been going through a process recently where you've looked at a situation or a relationship that's been difficult or rocky, and you've accepted maybe that you have been acting in a way that wasn't quite as mature and evolved as you could have been, and you're letting go of that too, because in the process of the tarot deck, we start with the Fool, and all the cards after that are about our journey through life, and the Lovers can sometimes represent you know, the time period of being a teenager as well. So some of you, and the Four of Cups is sometimes a boredom and gratitude card. So some of you, in regards to a union or partnership of some kind, I think that one of the reasons that you've been examining and looking at the challenges and difficulties you've been going through, and while there's always, I don't like to say fault, you know, everybody holds their own responsibility in a relationship, but I feel like some of you may have maybe looked at ways of behaving a little bit better or making better choices within a relationship, and some of that may be in regards to money or your relationship to money as well, which may have been affecting the relationship. Definitely want to hold on to what you have, and I feel like for a lot of you, not all of you, but for a lot of you, Spirit is supporting your pushing through this in order to have a new beginning. So around the middle or of the month, or the third week or so, we have the Ace of Pentacles and the Hermit. Ace of Pentacles is tangible new beginnings in a way that makes a difference in your practical day-to-day life, because Pentacles is earth energy, and it usually relates to tangible things in our life. Money, finances, property, etc. Aces represent the number one, the start of something new, a new beginning or opportunity which holds a lot of potential. So tangible new beginnings and opportunities. This card often comes up for moving or relocating or starting a new job, or a combination of all of those. And I do feel, and I did the last month or so too, some of you are making a physical move this month. And you may be doing it on your own. I feel like for those of you for whom this is a relationship reading of some kind, there's currently some kind of distance or geographical distance in between you. Some of you, it could be emotional distance or a combination of both, but I feel like for some of you there's geographical distance, and you're going through this reflection assessment period. You know, maybe one of you is traveling or away, and then I feel like some of you are moving or relocating, or you're starting over again in a way that actually makes a difference in your day-to-day life. I am getting a strong moving, and you may be doing it on your own, or making this new beginning initially on your own, because it's clarified by the Hermit, which can represent, for a time, walking a solitary path. It can represent withdrawing to seek out, you know, wisdom, insight, clarify something, because that's what hermits do. Hermits, monks, monastic people, they withdraw from the distractions of conventional life in order to seek out insight and wisdom, which I think that you have been doing. So for those of you going through a tangible new beginning of some kind, or just a moving process, you may be, you know, doing it away from this union or partnership of some kind, or you may just be going at it, starting this, you know, over by yourself. Some of you, it may be, you know, some of you may have recently ended a partnership or situation of some kind. or are in the process of doing that and are physically separating as well. For a lot of you, I feel like this move, this tangible new beginning is actually some of you, this may have occurred in June. Some of you, it's occurring in July. There's this undercurrent of introspection while you're doing it as well. Some of you may be starting a new job or traveling or relocating to start a new job as well. It's definitely a period, and I think it's kind of continuing from last month, although not as challenging, I think, as last month was, especially in the beginning. A period of introspection, maybe spending more time on your own, thinking about things in addition to planning for the next move, because I feel like a lot of you are transitioning, something major is closing out and you're transitioning to in a new direction, in a different place. And there's been, you know, maybe some fears and anxieties about that, but you're going to be just fine. At or towards the end of July 2018, we have a spectacular combination of energy. And of course, timing is fluid. And in a general reading, there's so many of you watching, the timing of this can vary as well. We have a great last two cards. We have the Sun and the Ace of Cups. The Sun is the most powerfully positive, influential card in the tarot. It can increase all the positive energy in the surrounding cards in a spread, and it can lessen and sometimes even negate any challenging energy. Definitely an uplifting, breathing a sigh of relief, restrictive energies lifting up, darkness into light, winter into spring, sickness into health. Kind of energy. There's fun and social energy with this too. Some of you may be traveling, moving, taking a vacation, taking some time off. Definitely feeling much, much better. There's enlightenment, illumination, clarification with the Sun card too, because everything is transparent under the Sun. It reveals everything. And it's accompanied by the Ace of Cups. You have two aces in here, which is nice. I always look at aces as kind of like the little fairy dust scattering and a little extra blessing in a reading. So this, you have tangible new beginnings, and here we have cups, water, emotions, relationships. This is emotional new beginnings, the heart opening up again, a sense of renewal inside your heart space. It can sometimes represent new love and romance, which might be the case for some of you at the end of July, beginning of August. Some of you, it may be emotional renewal within a currently established relationship. And those of you who aren't in relationships, this is, as you're moving in this new direction at the end of the month, there's a sense of freedom and uplifting and a sense of emotional positivity, like very hopeful renewal sense, and feeling like everything's going to work out just fine, feeling really great. Because remember, the overall energy is you're moving into a better place, peace, healing, and restoration. Beautiful, beautiful energy, Libra. So Libra, that pretty much wraps up your July 2018 general reading. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found it helpful. It's definitely very uplifting. Again, if any of you are interested in a more personal one-on-one reading, you can get all that information by clicking on the little About button on my YouTube channel's homepage or the description bar of all the videos I post. You can also find me on the smartphone app Instantgo under Irish Gypsy. That link is also included. Please feel free to email me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I would be very happy to work with you and set up a reading as quickly as we can. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the July 2018 mid-month readings. And until then, Libra, as always, take care. I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. And I hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.